Word up, this ain't no myth, it's the realest. Mountain lion madness, feel the fierce fitness. Whole school comes alive, the energy's ill. Students hit the ballot box with scholastic skill. We voting for the profs who got the knowledge to drop. Got their names on the bracket going straight for the top. It's academic prowess, a positive vibe. We voting for the teachers that make the school come alive. We voting for the teachers that make the school come alive.
Welcome to the 2026 Mountain Lion Madness Preview Show. I'm your host, Mr. Baker. Today, we will provide expert analysis of this year's tournament. You can vote by visiting the link that will be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Joining me today in the studio are renowned ufologist, Mr. Krug, renowned hipster doofus, Mr. Marasco, and kinda sorta known local media personality, Mr. Prugar. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Baker. Thank you, sir.
Yes, happy to be here. Glad to have you.
Just kind of happy to be here. Just kind of.
That's good. We're glad. We tried to have you last year, and you were busy. You were probably on television or radio somewhere. Okay, the brackets have been announced. Students, you've already seen them. Let's check out each region and give our picks for those. So we're going to start with the East End region. Shout out to East End. That's where I grew up. I'm going to ask each of you to preview a first-round matchup in that region for our audience. Mr. Krug, you're leading us off.
Altoona Area High School, I just have 4 words for y'all. Prime Robert Smith. This young man is going to make a generational run out of the bottom, featured as a 2 seed. He's young, he's dedicated, he's in the prime of his life right now. Guys, I think we can expect PRS to go deep in this one.
You know, I actually had that as one of my interesting matchups, but I think the most interesting matchup is going to be Mr. Fraley and Mr. Harbor. This is like the best friend matchup that you have. And how do you get more intense than this? And Harbor's already stressed about it. He's already been talking about the past couple of days.
Yeah,
like, why do I got to go against
I heard
Fraley
he
right
sweated
away?
through
We're
5
ready.
sweatpants just today.
Oh, he did. Yeah, just this morning. Yeah.
That's an extra one.
Watched it. It was great. But I have Harbor.
I have Harbor and Fraley too. Prime Robert Smith, I think we can wait a little bit longer for the Decepticons to come and get him. But for Harbor and Fraley, for me, Mr. Harbor is really being he's got an identity crisis. Last year he was Captain America. Now he's Hercules in all kinds of places on the posters. We ask for you not to tear down, obviously. But best friends in the first round, that's a tough matchup.
Very tough.
Yeah, I think he's the Hulk, not Hercules.
No, there is one with
He's
terribly,
Hercules too. Oh, I've seen
terribly
the Hulk,
photoshopped.
Hey,
But
shout
that's what you
out
expect from a
to
math
him.
teacher.
There must be like a trading card game that features Greek mythology because that's the only way he would know it. I have Fraley and Harbor too. You know, I'm intrigued too. That's a really tough. You know, it's a 6-11, but you know, that one's for me. That's like a push. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I think that's really intriguing. They are friends. They're partners in a business together. You know, so hey, things could get a little rough there at Snake Eyes Gaming over the next few weeks.
Good. Committee seed that one tough right from the outset.
This committee it knows what it's doing. All right, now we're going to move on to our Fairview Regional. Mr. Marasco, we're starting with you. What's your intriguing matchup there?
You know, I always like to stick it with close families, close friends. Mr. Harbor's my friend, so I wanted to really watch his matchup. But mine is Miss Marasco and Miss Coffee.
Ooh.
You know, I had Miss Marasco last year. I had to take her down. It just had to happen. You know, it was an easy run for me, but not much competition. But I think last year she got some good traction. I was a little nervous. But I think everyone else should be a little nervous this year because now people know her name. So I'm looking for her to go a little bit this year.
Very nice, Mr. Prugar.
Were things tough at the Christmas dinner table for you guys after that, or what?
Maybe for her, I was having a great time.
That's right. You had
you
had your own little throne.
I had smiles. I was
He was
thrown.
at the kids'
Give me the
table.
crown. Yeah.
Well,
We don't talk about that.
it's all right. Mr. Harbor brought him some food. I have Miss McAleer and Miss Moyer. You have a future potential bio babe getting in the wings, trying to get her wings, I guess, if you will, and the old dog's trying to take her down. And I am going to get some flack for that, but she's on the committee, so we can say whatever we want. We're all friends. But I have that matchup as my most intriguing one out of the Fairview region.
Mr. Krug, what are your thoughts?
Altoona, I'm going to have to use the air mic for this one. Amy Palfy Retirement Tour. In the past, we've had to watch the 15-2 upset. It has happened. It will happen again. But gentlemen, I don't think it happens right here. Amy Palfy's been great. There's going to be amazing outpourings of sentimentality there. If you haven't filled out a bracket yet, I think you can count on AP getting to at least the Elite 8. That's going to be my lock for this region.
Nice. I was really tempted to go with that matchup as an interesting one too, but I kind of fell for that last year. I thought Mrs. Detweiler on her retirement tour was going to clean up, and she got a fairly early exit. So the one I'm looking at here is Mrs. Hogan and Miss Fickus. There, the six again a 6'11", and I want to say. We'll find later in one of these regions that McKinley, that Mr. Sabo's dog, is listed. Franklin is not listed here for Mrs. Hogan, and I think Franklin makes her kind of an underdog. The kids love Franklin.
That's a great take.
So that's why I'm going with the animals.
didn't
Go with the
either.
animals, right?
Love it.
People love the animals. Okay, now on to Garden Heights, where some, but not all of the streets are named after poets. Mr. Prugar, you're starting us out for this region.
Garden Heights is my favorite neighborhood. It all leads to the boulevard, whether it's the highway or the Boulevard of Broken Dreams in Logan Valley Mall. I have Mrs. Dumb and Sydney Rocky. And the reason why is I think this is going to be far from an upset. I think Mrs. Dumb is going to win. But Miss Rocky is putting on a tremendous campaign. She has the best posters I've ever seen. They are just a rock in her name, and I think that's great. Plus, you've also got the Rocky tie-in for the movie. Might be a little bit misspelled, but I like where she's heading with that. The rookie's showing some serious gall in this round.
Mr. Krug.
Well, I love that take, Mr. Prugar. Miss Rocky actually teaches right across from me. She's one of the highlights of the AHS rookie class. And I had to be careful with this one because I want to seed it accurately, but I don't want to damage a personal relationship there. And I got to tell you, you were exactly right. She has totally embraced this matchup. From day one, she was hanging up totally creative flyers. I think she's got a great grassroots movement. I'm a huge Mrs. Dumb fan. I seeded her second seed out of respect. But you've got to say, losing to Mr. Rupika in back-to-back years, that can really scar a person. So I think it's going to be one of the interesting stories to follow. Does that carry over to Mrs. Dumb this year, or can she put it behind her and move on? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and I think also, losing to Rupika, it's either going to scar you or kind of make you consider growing a ridiculous mustache. Okay, and for me in that Garden Heights region, I'm looking at Mrs. BK, Autumn Berry Kyle, and TQ,
yes,
Tabitha
yes.
Quinn. I mean, veteran teachers. It's a 9-8 matchup. I really look to see that some really interesting voting there. I think that one's going to be very close.
I love that choice. It's a
Mr.
connoisseur's
Baker,
pick.
I do have a really hot take for this bracket.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to hear that.
For this
That's why we're
part
here.
of the bracket, you know what the hardest thing about March Madness is? It's about defeating the previous champ. And not many people know Mrs. Trexler, or as she's going by, T. Rexler. Mrs. Trexler is ready to eat the competition, and I think this could be the biggest upset ever. Now, I'm not saying I want Mrs. Yangling to lose, but I am rooting for this huge upset here, this 16-1 upset. Take down the
T-Rex.
previous champs.
Is that also a neighborhood thing, like Mr. Krug? You worried that she's going to eat your room since you're right catty corner
Hey,
from her?
we math people, we stick together, so.
Oh, that adds up.
Hot take. It's a very hot take.
That was a little math joke there.
Is 6'11" the new 6'7" this year in this bracket?
I don't know, 6'11", maybe. I don't know. All right. Well, I think we're ready to move on to our final region here, which is just up the road from that Garden Heights, and we're headed to Liswin. Pinky's out for that, I think. Liswin, fancy area there. All right, and this time I think we come back to Mr. Krug to start us out. Mr. Krug.
Well, sir, with Easter on the forefront, I liken the middle of this region to a Cadbury cream egg. You know what it looks like from the outside, but until you bite in, you don't know what you're going to get. I'm highlighting this whole middle part. We got my man right here, Caleb, as a 3 seed. We got Mr. McCarter as a 4. We got Patrick Kirby as a 5. I feel like one of these 3 is going to make a very deep run, and it's anybody's guess who actually seizes the middle part of this region.
Mr. Marasco.
I think this race is pretty tough. I'm in it.
Wow. Say no more.
pretty much all I gotta say. But no, I'm kidding. There's a lot of good competition here. I mean, honestly, that first pick should just list McKinley featuring Sabo. It is basically McKinley. You know, I don't know what Sabo's doing too much. I mean, he's hanging the posters, but it's mainly McKinley's face. You never know. So I don't know. Maybe he'll make it pretty far. I'm also looking at Mr. Peelmeyer and Mr. Lingenfelder, both young new teachers. I mean,
young bucks.
You know, yeah, that's all you need sometimes. Just need a couple good kids to grab onto you, and then
That's a great take.
you're set.
Mr. Prugar.
You know, I also share this region with Mr. Marasco, so thanks for mentioning me. That's awesome. I know I'm new here, but my picks have been around forever. You mentioned Mr. Rupika and losing to him. I had a tough matchup with Mr. McBurney. He have some fun wherever he's at right now. So I'd much rather win and get into the next round. It's a tough matchup after that. I would have to take on McKinley. I am a dog guy, so I really empathize with that. But we all know that if she had opposable thumbs, she'd probably be doing all the work anyway. So my matchup is Mr. Rupika. Why have a mustache when you could have a full beard, right, Marasco?
Absolutely, I agree.
Wow. All right. Well, I think I know where McBurney is. I think he's actually the curator of a cyber bobblehead. They're just bobbleheads, and you just like click them, and they go like that. Yeah, I think that's what happens. Yeah, my pick. Hey, I'm going to. My most intriguing one is indeed the Prugar Rupika. You know, I'm living in that part of the bracket for all the intrigue. You know, former student here in Mr. Prugar versus a guy that knocks on my door a couple times a week and gives me things to do. So I'm not sure where I would go with that one, but good luck. I don't want to make a pick. I'm not picking anybody there. We're going to go on. Speaking of picks now.
Yes.
Here we go. We're going to move on to our final 4 predictions. We're going to start with Mr. Marasco. Mr. Marasco, who do you have in your final 4? Don't reveal your big winner yet. We'll get to that in a moment.
All right. You know, when I did this last year, I got a lot of crap for it. I think that maybe that's why I kicked out early. So, you know, I'll start off with East End. I'll start off with the normal brackets. I'll go with in my final 4. I do have Mr. Danny Harbor versus Amy Palfy. I think, you know,
Nice.
we went on that roll with the retirement tour last year, so I'm going to stick with that too.
Okay.
I think Amy's going to go far. On the other side, I have Mrs. Dumb. I think she's going to come back from last year and the year before's defeat and get through. And, you know, I've thought about this for a while, that I could have myself going again, or I could have McKinley beat me. But I'm not going to let that happen, so I'm winning again.
Oh! Wait a second. What's he? Wait. Whoa. Oh.
I don't know which
You're
camera.
confusing the crew.
Typical music guy. Doesn't know what camera he's going to.
I see the light. I'm going towards it.
Notice, though, he
The
tried to
light
get
at the
an
end of the
even
tunnel.
closer close-up, which is on brand. I'm surprised you didn't bring your guitar with you.
Did you see his hair? He
should've,
just did it in the bathroom.
I should have.
All right. Well,
What a
Mr.
great decision.
Prugar, I think.
I
Wait,
know,
wait a second.
sorry.
That was
So
very
me
dramatic.
versus Deidre in the final
Did you
4,
give all
yes.
4? You
Yes,
gave-
yes.
Okay. I got
Harbor, Palfy,
confused when you
Deidre,
stood up and
Mrs.
started to
Dove.
strut in the studio. I
Well,
was
I had
confused.
to show my dance.
I don't
That's
know
like
how
Mick
I can
Jagger
follow
here.
that up. So
All right.
like maybe next year if I'm allowed out, I'll be able to like go before Marasco. I have Mr. and Mrs. Palfy facing off in that end
yes.
for a battle between a guy that hands out diabetes on the regular, meltaways, and Mrs. Palfy who's on the retirement tour. She's got herself some snacks in that room.
She does.
I fancy myself to those quite a bit. And then I've got Mrs. Dumb versus McKinley. And the other one as well. I like that we're just not acknowledging Mr. Sabo's existence in this. We all know who everybody loves around here. But I think it's going to be a fun one. I do like the Palfys versus each other, and then Mrs. Dumb versus Mr. Sabo.
I think if the Palfys make it that far, I think that might be the furthest like a married couple has gone. They normally kind of knock
Amazing.
each other out. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think back. I don't remember a late round
No,
matchup like
that's a
that.
great take.
My final 4, I've got a kind of a dark horse coming out of East End. I've got Jacob Wilt coming out of there into the final 4.
yes.
You know, a lot of students
Yes.
know who he is. You know, pleasant person, talented. You know, multifaceted, as I like to say. So I could see him coming out of there. I have Amy Palfy coming out on that side of the bracket as well. Again, that retirement tour. We'll see how it works. Other side of the bracket, I'm going with Mrs. Ying, last year's
Ying.
winner, a strong candidate, beloved by the students. And I hate to say it, Caleb Marasco as my
Feed the
other in
ego.
the Final Four. Although
So
I
much
was
for that
very
humble
tempted
pie.
to cross out that decision after he paraded through the studio here.
Listen.
Okay.
Wait, should I get my take? Do I get my take?
Oh, did we skip? We didn't
Yeah.
skip you. Oh,
Yeah.
did we
That's
skip
okay,
you?
we're good. We can go to the
Oh,
next
I
one.
skipped you.
That's
I
okay.
apologize.
That's
I'm
okay.
blinded by your glasses.
That's
Go
okay.
ahead.
That's
Yes.
okay. There's so much shade in the studio right now. It's like trying to present during a total solar eclipse. So I didn't want to go Palfy. I thought that was a little too obvious. I've got Mr. Palfy, the 3 seed up top, going against 1 seed Mackenzie Negri. I'm really believing. I'm hopping right on the Negri train. On the other side, I got the defending champ, Miss Ying. I don't think she goes down early. She's at least got a Final Four run in her, and she's going to be facing off against other 1 seed McKinley.
Awesome. All right, well, now I jumped the gun a bit. We've seen the bracket. You've heard our Final Four predictions. Let's reveal who we think will win it all. We're going to start with Mr. Prugar. Who takes the championship?
It's a great time to be a Lady Lion. I'm going to go to one of our best Lady Lions in history, Mrs. Palfy. For this one, she's going to ride off into the sunset. Allegedly, if you win this, you don't even have to show up for the 4th marking period. You can just ride off into retirement.
Wow. Oh. Very nice. Sorry, I'm not going to forget you this time, Mr. Krug.
No problem. I've got a championship of Mr. Palfy up against McKinley. I almost was tempted to go with Palfy versus Ying, the last 2 champions again, but I think McKinley is going to take this all. Bow wow.
Ooh. Mr. Marasco.
I thought a lot about this decision, but I think in my final championship matchup, I have Mrs. Palfy versus Mrs. Dumb. And as tough as a decision it was, I chose Mrs. Palfy. Yeah, I had myself losing. I know, it's quite shocking, isn't it? But I had to do it because I think that Miss Palfy is gonna, you know, like we've said, run the table and make a retirement tour.
Fair.
Yeah.
Seems
Well-
like you were all bark, no bite, huh?
Listen. In my own bracket, if you look on my own bracket, I chose myself because why not, right? But I think it's actually gonna happen now. It's fine. Life goes on.
Would you like to do another dance here?
Do you want me to?
No, I don't want
No.
you to. No, I don't want you
You
to.
stay right
All
where
right,
you're
well,
at.
Joe.
so you guys kind of gave your final 2. So I'm looking at a final matchup. I'm going Mrs. Palfy against Mrs. Yingling, and I think we have a repeat champion this year. I think Mrs. Yingling is going to take it all again this year.
Phenomenal.
All right, well,
like it.
we have heard some great picks on this show, some picks that weren't so great, but it doesn't matter what we say, right? It matters what you, the students, say. You can vote using the link below. We have all the information right here on the screen. Thanks for joining us for the Mountain Lion Madness Preview Show. Get out there and vote for your favorites using the link we showed you during the special. Have a fantastic day.
Check the mic, 1, 2. Word up, this ain't no myth, it's the realest. Mountain Lion Madness, feel the fierce fitness. Whole school comes alive, the energy's ill. Students hit the ballot box with scholastic skill. We voting for the profs who got the knowledge to drop. Got their names on the bracket going straight for the top. It's academic prowess, a positive vibe. We voting for the teachers that make the school come alive. We voting for the teachers that make the school come alive.